All of my friends that are D1 athletes that are either in college or are in the league, they're dating white women or they're married to white women. And you know what they told me? They said, bro, my girl looks up to Taylor Swift. Your girl looks up to Meg Thee Stallion.
Welcome back, or welcome to Uncle ABL. And in today's video, we're talking about a very controversial topic that's all over the internet, all over television, everywhere. And it is the black athlete dating white women. You saw the NFL draft, and on a lot of these couches, you have a black quarterback, cornerback, running back, tight end, O-line, D-line, right next to a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Taylor Swift clone. And the question is, where are the black women? Why don't they want to date black women? What's going on? Why do you have all these black athletes dating white women? Now, we're going to get to a video in a minute. Does a pretty good job explaining what's going on, to explain the phenomenon. It's a pretty good job, although it's incomplete. We'll get to that in a minute. But first things first, a little disclaimer about me. I date black women pretty much exclusively. That's just what I like. Nothing against the white women or anybody else. If you like what you like, that's fine. I like what I like, and that's okay too. So that's one thing. The other thing, I'm not here to Johnson police, okay? I'm not here to police your DICK. Whatever you want to do with your situation is up to you. As long as y'all both consent, that's not my prerogative. That's yours, all right? Do what you want to do as long as she consents. I'm cool with it. Matter of fact, you could be LGBT as long as he consents. Do what you want to do. I like what I like. But there is an issue with the black athlete and the white woman we're going to dig into. Now, of course, I'm going to let this play. I'm going to try to let it play all the way through and then talk about what's happening after it's done. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
All of my friends that are D1 athletes that are either in college or are in the league, they're dating white women or they're married to white women. And you know what they told me? They said, bro, my girl looks up to Taylor Swift. Your girl looks up to Meg Thee Stallion. How many white women have you seen do the Meg Thee Stallion challenge? And he said, excluding the ones that think they're 2 shades away from being Lotto. I said, probably only 1. He said, okay. Y'all, 5 of my guys that play on Division I Power 5 football teams, and they start, they were like, Goody, you know the type of NIL deals we got. One of my men said, bro, I was messing with this black girl. She heard about the deal I got and started to request money, Apple Pays and Cash Apps, for her hair and nails. I said, oh shit. My other friends were saying, bro, I would try to take her out to Chipotle, Kava, this and this and that. She would get mad talking about, why are we going to steakhouses? You're good for it. I said, oh shit. They were like, bro, the white women, they're down to go and get a cup of coffee, go and get some fucking ice cream. My friends were like, bro, the white women we're dating, they pay for a lot of our stuff. I said, what do you mean? They said, bro, they know that we're making some money, but while we're at practice or we're at camp, they got us our favorite Kava bowl, double chicken, right? Waiting for them to come out of practice. I said, bro, what about maintenance? There's no way y'all not paying for her hair, nails, bags, her lifestyle. He said, bro, they don't even care about the nails, really, you know? And if they do it themselves. Sometimes I pitch in, and I was like, all right, what about hair? They were like, bro, she's white. She just brushes it. We're flat irons it. She wants to be special. One of my men said this. He just got drafted. He said, bro, I was dating a black girl. Now I'm dating a white girl. And I'm about to marry her. He said, the difference between the black girl and the white girl, the biggest difference is the white girl knows when to shut the fuck up. I said, God damn.
All right, so there was a lot in that video. There was a lot. Shout out to him. I don't know the young man's name, but there was a whole lot in that video. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that he told lies, really. There was a lot of truth to that, but as I was saying, or as I'm going to say right now, it's incomplete. He's not telling the full story. That's a young man. Young boy's about 21, 22, no more than that. I could be his dad. So I know a little bit more than him just by living life and dealing with a lot of different women. I've dated white women in the past, black women. I understand the dynamics and I understand what happens later in life. All right, let's go back a little bit. So what he was talking about as far as when these guys have NIL deals, and if you don't know what that is, basically that's name, image, likeness. College players get paid now. And some of these guys got big money. You see some of even the female college athletes getting paid over $1 million a year in NIL deals in college before they get to the pros at all. So they got a little bit of money. And what he was saying about some black women asking for Cash Apps and Apple Pays or whatever, that's real, because the difference between a lot of black women and white women is their backgrounds. White women, if they're going to some of these big schools that the athletes are going to, like, okay, what was right here? You had Arkansas. Okay, so if you're going to UNC Chapel Hill, you're going to Duke University, you're going to UTK, UGA, etc. These schools are not cheap. If you go in there with no scholarship, you just paying. You're talking about $50,000 a year, $80,000 a year. So if they're going to these schools, chances are their parents are already paying for it. They have money. So they're not going to need $20 from you to put into their gas tank. They're not going to need hair and nails and all this maintenance. And they do get maintenance. Don't get it twisted. But they're not going to need it from you because they already got money. Whereas a black woman, a lot of times that they go into these same schools, they are there on a scholarship and they don't have any money. Or they may live in a local area and they are not going to the school that you're going to. They just happen to live in the community. So they're going to need some money. They don't have the money that the white woman has. So she's going to ask you for some bread, for hair, nails, little small things like that. But white woman, not the same way. And then when it comes to just the general behavior, that's a cultural issue. You are going to find a lot of that in more of the hood black women. And then what he said about the told 2 shades from Lotto white woman, basically he's talking about the hood, the ratchet black woman. The white woman. That's a cultural thing. You have white women that behave that way and also black women. Hood white women and hood black women you stay away from. Mexican, Asian, anything hood, ghetto, ratchet, wanting to fight, twerking outside, smoking weed just in your face. Stay away from them regardless of what color they are. Unfortunately, there are too many black women that fit into that same stereotype, although not all of them do. I'll put it to you this way. I'll date black women exclusively. And I don't deal with any hood chicks at all, period, because we don't get along. Hood chicks, any kind of misunderstanding or confusion or miscommunication, they're ready to fight right away. They're ready to fight, act a fool. They're uncouth. They're like pit bulls. Okay, it's hard to just keep them under control and train them. It's just a mess. All right, I'm cool. I'd rather deal with a black woman that comes from a 2-parent household. Okay, or at least likes her dad, loves her dad, and is not going to be on that ratchet behavior. And the thing is, it's sometimes easier to find a white woman at these schools who already has that kind of behavior down pat. Now, here's the thing. Going back to the money issue, young man doesn't really understand that, yes, they're not really going to ask you for money. They'll hook you up with Chipotle, Cava, all of that because daddy got money. But they're with you because they see the long-term potential. They play the long game. This is what Asian women do as well. Not all, but many. They see you as first-round draft pick, second-round draft pick. They know if they stay with you, they get married, they're going to be secure. They're going to have that security. And if they stay for a long time, they have kids. If anything goes wrong, let's put a divorce card. Now I'm going to really cash out. I'm going to really cash out. So you're thinking you don't got to spend any money. It's not really a big deal. You're going to pay money regardless. Get that out of your head and think that, oh, it's going to be free. I'm not going to pay any money. You will pay. Please believe you're going to pay. So let's just look at some settlement, shall we? Let's look at Russell Wilson. Okay. Now people said Russell Wilson, he won his ex-wife or the ex-wife before Sierra. She lost. She thought she was going to make a lot of money. She made some money. Look at this. Russell Wilson divorce and Ashton Meme divorce settlement. There was a settlement. Let's check it out. So let's see how much. So they got married in 2014. Well, they were married. And then in 2014, he filed for a divorce. Okay. Now he's married to Sierra, but that's a different story. Okay. So let's check out how much. Now he paid her $1.5 million. Yes, $1.5 million. And to put it into context, Charles Barkley, Hall of Fame NBA basketball player, his contract with the 76ers when he came into the league was for $2 million in, I think, 2 years or 4 years. So imagine $1.5 million straight cash, boom, up front. And then spousal support, $55,000 per month, and they had no kids together. That's just straight up, hey, help me out. And he gave her a house in Richmond, Virginia, back in my neck of the woods where I'm from in Virginia. So he gave her a house, $55,000 a month, and 1.5 up front. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. They played a long game. She was right there with him on the couch, very supportive, not asking for a lot of money, not asking to get hair and nails done. But when it come time for a divorce, when it come time to cash out, she going to cash out too. You can't escape that. It don't matter what color they are. It don't matter what color. You may have a more pleasant experience. We're talking about a cultural divide, but ultimately you're going to have to pay. All right, whether it's in marriage and you don't divorce, or divorce. Just keep on going. Now, here we go. Tiger Woods. All right. Now, you see Tiger Woods and his former wife, obviously white, and you see this little subhead, Woods' infidelity put her on an emotional roller coaster. Now, in the case of Russell Wilson, I don't think he cheated. I think she cheated, but he still paid. So it doesn't matter. People could say, oh, well, she cheated. It don't count. Listen, he cheated, she cheated. It don't matter. You're still going to pay. Check it out. So let's look at this. He paid her $100 million in a divorce settlement. While some reports initially reported that Nordegren's divorce settlement payout from Woods was $750 million, she actually walked away with their marriage with $100 million. It wasn't an outcome that she had ultimately wanted, but she saw the benefits. Okay. So $100 million. I wanted a little bit more than $100 million, but I'll take it. You know, that's okay. That's fine. And here's something else. Jeff Bezos got divorced from, I think, what's the name? Mackenzie Bezos. 150 billion with a B, not million, 150 billion. Now, some are going to say, but she deserves it, ABL. She was there from the beginning. That's my point. They play the long game. Yeah, they'll do whatever you want. They'll be there for you. They'll go out and get you your favorite Cavo bowl, and they're not going to ask for $20 for hair and nails. Yeah, you're right about that. But check it out. At the end of the day, they're still going to break you off. You're still going to get tore off in the divorce court, in the marriage. They're going to have leverage. Relationship, they're going to have leverage. And that's just what it is. And I got to add one more here. Honorable mention, Scottie Pippen. Now, this is kind of how sometimes these things work, because a lot of your athletes, 70, 80% are divorced 3 years after they're done playing. Why? Because ain't no more money. And the woman sees the writing on the wall. Okay, you're done playing. These big checks are not going to come in anymore. You're not going to just start a crazy podcast like Shannon Sharp and strike it big. You won't have any kind of crazy Cat Williams interview in your catalog to make a bunch of more money now. So I'm going to cash out right now that you're finished. You're going broke. And what they do, whatever they helped you build, they're going to take and then go to the next guy. That's how they do. All right. In Scottie Pippen's case, that's what happened. So Larsa Pippen was with him throughout his entire career. They had kids in the family. After he retires, money dries up. She leaves him. And then what does she do? Go to Michael Jordan's son. Michael Jordan's son. Now, Larsa Pippen, she's not black, is she? I don't know what she is. White, something else. But she's not black. That's how they do, though. A lot of these women, not all, but some, they play the long game. And then they maximize the resource grift from you. And after you're done, they leave and they go to the next person and do the same thing. That's how they operate. So yeah, in the short term, you probably have a better situation typically with white versus black, depending upon how they were raised. Again, I don't deal with black women that's into the hood rat culture. I deal with women that had two parents, a mom and a dad. So I'm not going to experience that kind of stuff, but I understand where they're coming from. But again, young man, you got to look at the full picture. Look at the long game. Don't just look at what's happening right now. You got tunnel vision. You're looking at just what's straight ahead rather than the future, rather than what's all around you. And that's pretty much all I got. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.